Good morning, everyone. For Telesur, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. We begin in Argentina, where President Cristina Fernandez will begin the annual summit of the Common Market of the South. The leaders of the Mercosur bloc will meet today, focusing their discussions on the inclusion of Bolivia in Mercosur. The presidents of Venezuela, Brazil, and Uruguay will be in attendance. The summit kicked off yesterday as foreign ministers met to discuss deeper political integration between the nations and tactics to strengthen production and trade in the region. The peace talks currently underway between the government of Colombia and the FARC rebels will end its 31st cycle of negotiations today. The talks have been ongoing since November of 2012, divided into different cycles. Yesterday, negotiators heard testimonies from victims of the country's armed conflict, which will impact today's discussions and bring cycle 31 to a close. The next cycle is expected to begin in the new year. The government and the FARC are expected to release a joint statement by the end of the meeting today. FARC representatives confirmed on Tuesday that they are considering a bilateral ceasefire with the Colombian government during the Christmas holidays. The two sides have called temporary bilateral ceasefires in the past, the most recent during the Colombian national elections earlier this year. The government has consistently refused a long-term truce. FARC spokesperson Paulo Catatumbo says a ceasefire is still under negotiations, but a decision will be announced in the coming days. In Mexico, the federal government has denied involvement in the disappearance of the 43 students from the state of Guerrero. It comes after a damning report was released over the weekend showing the federal government's connection to the case. Attorney General Jesus Murillo says he has no evidence of federal police participating in the attack against the students. He simply says that the statements have no foundation. Municipal, state, and federal governments have all been under scrutiny since the students disappeared on September 26th, and dozens of other mass graves have been revealed in the search. The Austrian forensic experts who are helping Mexico with investigations of the missing students say they will need at least 2 months to assess the results of the latest remains because of their poor state. Some say chances of finding any results at all are slim. Mexican officials found burnt remains at a garbage dump and claim that they belong to the 43 missing students. The Austrian experts confirmed that DNA analysis of a bone fragment did in fact belong to one of the students. Not too far from Guerrero, violence has broken out between two vigilante groups. 11 have died in the state of Michoacan, prompting the government to make a deal with the groups. Vigilante groups sprung up in 2013 when the state was overrun with gang-related violence and the police were simply unable to protect citizens. Michoacan Security Commissioner Alfred Castillo met with various citizen defense groups to discuss an agreement. The deal includes greater controls of movement of self-defense groups and their integration with state forces, and pledges to maintain economic growth. Moving on, the Pakistani government lifted a moratorium on the death penalty today after Taliban gunmen attacked a school, killing 132 children and 9 teachers. The country began 3 days of mourning due to the tragic incident in the northwestern city of Peshawar. Military forces immediately carried out a series of airstrikes against Taliban positions near the border with Afghanistan. The bloodshed has shocked the nation and put pressure on the government to do more to tackle the Pakistani Taliban insurgency. Many people have called for the death penalty to be restored. Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott has ordered a sweeping investigation following a hostage situation in a cafe that left 3 people dead. Hostage taker Manharon Moniz held dozens of hostages at gunpoint for 16 hours. Moniz received political asylum from Iran in 2011 and was well known to Australian authorities, having been charged as an accessory to murder, and also he had a rap sheet that included several sexual and indecent assaults. He was currently free on bail in Australia. U.S. President Barack Obama is expected to approve new sanctions against Russia soon in the response to the crisis in Ukraine. Russia is already facing a crisis fueled by a steep fall in oil prices, the worst devaluation of its currency in 16 years, and the negative effects of sanctions previously imposed. The U.S. insists that Moscow is backing the separatist rebels in eastern Ukraine with military firepower, but Russia has denied the allegations. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has said that if Russia President Vladimir Putin keeps taking steps to ease tensions in Ukraine, the sanctions could be lifted in a matter of days.
This is what makes
the Palestinian leadership is expected to present the UN Security Council with a draft resolution today to end the conflict with Israel. Jordan will submit the resolution because Palestine is not a full member state. The proposal would call for a withdrawal of Israeli troops from occupied Palestinian territory within 2 years and a return to negotiations. The goal is to achieve a two-state solution for coexistence. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry says that the U.S. has not decided how it will vote. Israel, though, expects the U.S. to block the motion. The screening of the comedy movie The Interview, which is about the fictional assassination of North Korean President Kim Jong-un, has been canceled in many U.S. states. It was canceled because the Sony movie theaters were hacked, and the New York premiere of the movie made the decision due to threats from the hacking group, which claimed responsibility for seizing control of Sony Corp's computer system last month. The hackers warned people to stay away from cinemas showing the film. Carmike Cinemas also announced that it would not screen the movie in the 278 theaters it operates in 41 states. More on those stories and others at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Weddle. Have a great Wednesday.